Welcome, one and all, to our world famous global Sunday gathering. If we haven't yet met, I'm Sandra. I'm joined by my great friends, Kerry and Phil, for the very first Sunday gathering of 2026. We are so happy you are here today. I feel the excitement for a brand new year. Hopefully, you do too. My friends and I came together many moons ago and started the Sunday gathering. Why do we keep track of numbers? Well, in the beginning, this was going to be a short term thing just to help everyone get on with life through the dark times of that pandemic that hit. And it became a global sensation. And I think Carrie and Phil will agree it gives us life to be on the Sunday gathering. It keeps us inspired. It keeps us connected to the bigger purpose of life. And so we're grateful, whatever it is that brought you here. And each and every Sunday, we do our very best to inspire, to uplift, and to let you know there's a greater reality that our loved ones might have passed physically from this world, they're still very much alive and that our lives matter. So, a welcome to you. I'm going to turn it over to Phil for some words and then we'll get this show on the road. Welcome, everyone, and Happy New Year.
Hello and happy new year. And just like Sandra, I've got that excited feeling, not just about the Sunday gathering, but about this year. I know it's going to bring a lot of good fortune, a lot of good experiences to everyone that we come in contact to that watches the Sunday gathering. And like Sandra said, many moons ago, we started thinking it was just something for the COVID period. But look where we are now, still touching lives, still inspiring people, and it also inspires the team that are behind 100% Sandra Champlain. But welcome to another Sunday gathering. It is always a pleasure to be here. And today it is about the start of a new year. It is about inspiration. It is about motivation. It's all about you. And we have the usual suspects, the police lineup, where we have Sandra doing the reading and healing, myself and Kerry doing the address and the mediumship. And between us, we're going to do all the things in the background. Today, I picked the music, so I know a few of you all already shouted out and said you're loving it. So let's see what you think of the rest of it. So without further ado, Happy New Year. I'm going to hand over to Kerry to open us up in prayer.
Thank you very much. Yes, Happy New Year, everybody. Enter into the Sunday gathering in prayer. Divine and gracious Spirit, we are here for the first Sunday gathering of 2026. We know that each year brings something new for us, but allow us to embrace the gifts that each day brings us. This being the first Sunday gathering, allow us to come together within this moment to celebrate, to motivate, to be inspired, and then to take that into the week that comes and share that with as many people as we can. Amen.
Thank you, Carrie. And now our reading. We often talk about inspiration. We say, I'll start that project when the Spirit moves me. We think that there's a giant force that will propel us into those wonderful New Year's resolutions we have. But today, I want to talk about the difference between inspiration. Now, notice that word, inspiration, in spirit. Does it come from God or the divine? And also the word action, which must come from us. Leo Russell wrote the book, God Will Work With You, but Not For You. And I love that title. It's about achieving our dreams with the divine. So I'd like to share with you a little story about a sculptor named Bernini. Bernini was a dreamer. He had a massive block of white marble sitting in the center of his studio. Every morning, Bernini would make a cup of tea, sit on his stool, and stare at the block of stone. He was waiting for the statue to reveal itself. He was waiting for some kind of magic. He prayed, Great Spirit, please carve this stone into a masterpiece. I'll allow you to use my hands, but you do the work. Bernini waited and waited and waited. The days passed. The marble gathered dust. Soon, weeks passed. Spiders built webs in the corners of the stone. Bernini grew frustrated. Why have you forsaken me? He cried out to the heavens. I am open. I am willing. Why is the stone still silent? That night, he had a very vivid dream. A being of light appeared to him, holding a heavy hammer and a sharp chisel. The being held the tools out to Bernini. Bernini, the being said gently, I have already begun my part. I placed the image of the angel in your heart. That was the inspiration. That was the gift. But the stone is still hard, Bernini argued. The being smiled. I provide the vision. I provide the stone. And I provide the strength in your arms. But I cannot swing the hammer for you. The vibration of the music is in the air, but you must pluck the string. The wind is blowing, but you must raise the sail. Bernini woke up with a plan. The sun was just rising. He looked at that dusty block of marble. He didn't wait for motivation. He didn't wait to feel like it. He walked over, picked up the heavy hammer, and struck the first blow. Crack! A chip of marble flew off. And in that moment of action, in that moment of striking the stone, he felt a rush of heat. He felt his skin covered in goosebumps. The spirit rushed in to assist him because he was moving and he was in action. Bernini realized that the magic doesn't happen while you wait. It happens while you work. The meaning? My friends, as we look at this new year, many of us are staring at our own blocks of stone, whether it's a new habit, a new skill, things to get done, or a new way of being. We may be praying and waiting for a divine source to carve it for us and make it happen. But the divine says, I have given you the dream. Now pick up the hammer. I will be with you every step of the way. Don't wait for motivation. Take the action. God will work with us, but we must take the swing. So thank you for listening to my parable for today. I hope you get the message. You know, I say these parables for the information I need myself. We're all human. As we go into our healing next, this is an opportunity for us to send our loving prayers to all those in need of prayer and healing. There's no right way or wrong way to do healing. If you want to just say that little prayer, use me, use my energy for wherever it's needed to be of service, you can do that. You can stay present to the music or the video, whatever way works for you. So with that, for our motivation, our inspiration, things to happen, we need to believe. That's always the first step. A beautiful song that Phil has picked. It is Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, When You Believe. So I'll play that music video now, that beautiful song. Send your loving intent of healing. And when the song ends, you'll hear from Kerry and Phil for our address.
That is a beautiful song, isn't it?
Two unique voices.
Very. And speaking about miracles and believing, and we're in a new year. Some of us are entering to this year knowing that it's going to go like that. It's going to fly by. And yet, here we are, being granted the start of another year. The miracles of life are not the ones that are jaw-dropping and amazing. Some of the miracles of life are the ones where we overlook things. If we think about the fact that we've been granted another day within this life, and that day is within a new year, then the miracle is within that. I know we talk about inspiration, and Sandra spoke there about inspiration and being inspired and being active and working in tandem with, not expecting it to be done for us. Well, if we break inspiration down, there's actually two different types of inspiration. There's the type of inspiration that comes from within us. It's of us. It's from our soul, it's from our mind, it's from our imagination, possibly from the spirit world as well. It can't be duplicated, and if you put it off, the moment is gone. You have that moment, you put it off, and then tomorrow it comes and you wonder, oh, what was that thing I was going to do? Oh, it's gone. Then there's the inspiration that is passive. It's fantastic in the moment, but it never belonged to you. It's somebody else's podcast. It's somebody else's story. It's somebody else's painting or book or music. It is absolutely inspiring in that moment. But if you were to try and duplicate it and do exactly the same as you, it would be different because it's not of you. It's not from your soul. It's not from your mind and your imagination. It's only when you take in the inspiration of the world around you, including other people's ideas and thoughts, and make it your own, that it becomes active inspiration, that you begin to believe in it. You begin to understand the miracle that you can do for somebody else. If we take that into this year, wouldn't that be lovely to be authentic and genuine? And I've been thinking over Christmas and New Year, if there was a difference between being authentic and genuine. Yes, I like some light thinking for the festive period. And I got to thinking and realized that for me, they are different. For you, they might be the same, but for me, they're different. Being authentic is about representing something that's within me, my integrity, my values, my ethics, my morals, and it informs the compass that I follow. But you're seeing the genuine me. You're seeing the person that shows up, that gets things wrong, although not that often, I know. That is funny. I know you would disagree. You're seeing the genuine me. I am being authentic, but I'm doing it genuinely from me. Being inspired, being genuine and authentic to my values. I don't believe we can show up in life without all of those things coming together so that you can be authentic and you can genuinely show up. You know, when you go somewhere and somebody is just genuine in the way they greet you or they serve you or they wait for you. They're genuine. Or whether they're putting on the smile because that day they just couldn't muster one. On here, we are usually genuine and we're always authentic. So have a think about what authenticity and genuineness means for you, and then do your best at showing up, being nothing but that. Because I'm going to tell you a secret. When you show up into a room and you're working really hard to be what you think other people want you to be, are you following me? Imagine if they already saw you that way, how much energy you could save by just being yourself.
That was a good
I know.
seed to finished on there. That's good. She
I'm,
had me thinking.
I'm genuinely shocked myself.
Yes, Kerry's absolutely right. She hardly makes any mistakes or gets anything wrong.
Do not go anywhere with today.
Unlike this morning in Scotland, where she locked her phone in her daughter's apartment and couldn't get back in because she had no keys, but she was never in the wrong.
No, that's a mistake. That's not about being wrong.
Well, yeah, there we go. That's another story. But there we go. But this year is all about inspiration and motivation. And we could have let the frustrations get the better of us this morning, but we know these things happen.
Thank you.
So we move on from it. We solve that problem and we have an inspiration, we have an idea, and we move forward. Just like you guys. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to guarantee it for you. Inspiration and motivation is hidden in you. Yes, you heard me right. It is deep within you, within your mind, within your soul, and within your very being. You have a wonderful ability to lighten and lift this world with an inspiration, with an idea that you've created that sounds exciting or feels exciting in that moment. If only we act on it. Now, with a show of hands, and I can't see you, but be honest, in truth, put your hand up if you've had a wonderful idea that it's excited you, it felt really good, only for you to say, I'll do that tomorrow. And tomorrow comes.
We could put our hands up.
You can put your hands up. People are already doing it already on the chat.
I don't actually need to because Phil has all the ideas.
That's my job. But actually, the next day we turn round and we say, doesn't have that same feeling, does it? Well, if we act in that moment, our world comes alive. And I can prove this to you. Over the Christmas period, I've done something I've never done before that I felt inspired to do. And ever since a young boy, I've never really listened to lyrics of music. I've never really felt or listened and been motivated by the beat, yes, by the sound, yes. But actually, I put pen to paper and I've wrote a dozen songs. And with the help of AI, I've put music to them. And for me, it's the first time in my life that I've been inspired to do that. Something completely different. And I listen to these songs and I feel they're quite good. And I've had people around me, such as my wife and family, say, who knew you had such a talent to bring
This
these.
is what I said. I said they're really good.
You did say they're really good. But actually, they motivated me. But there's something happened within them that I didn't expect, a healing quality. So yes, I had a wonderful time writing and creating these songs, but actually healing took place because I was able to bring out my thoughts, my feelings, my life onto paper. And as I brought them out and I listened to them, it touched a place deep within me and it's motivated me to do more. And it's motivated me to believe more in self and to be that light. And I've realized I'm not just like everybody else. I'm slightly different. You just listened to music before by two extraordinary young ladies with wonderful talents, but yet they are so different. The stories are so different. But yet when you listen to them singing, how much did they inspire you? I mean, Whitney Houston, how she lifts her voice to that tone and that pitch is incredible. And Mariah Carey, in a different way, again, incredible. You have that light within you. You have that ability within you. It might not be singing. It might be drawing. It might be painting. It might be writing. Or it might be where you have an idea that helps somebody. And how good does that feel when we've done a good deed for somebody without wanting a repercussion of thanks or anything else? How good does that make us feel? In that moment, you had an inspiration, a seed of new thought that blossomed into something far greater. And in that moment, you acted upon it and you changed somebody's life. You inspired them. You brought a smile to their face. Sandra spoke about being inspired earlier and shortened the word and said in spirit. Well, mediumship also is meant to not just touch the soul of another human being through love, it's also meant to, one of the golden rules, is inspire. Inspire the living to live their best life, their truest life, their genuine life. Now, here's another thought. I wonder how you could change your life by acting, as Kerry said, in that moment, doing what you were inspired to do, not worried about what other people think, not worried what other people might say, but in that moment of genuineness, in truth, in honesty, taking that step to do something that feels good for you for another. Take a moment to digest that. What a world this will be. Knowing that a stranger could open a door. And metaphorically, that door doesn't have to be a physical door. It might be something they do for you, give you an opportunity, give you a job offer, anything. And instead of looking with that doubtful mind, what are they after? What do they want? Or what have I done to deserve this? That inner critic that goes off and starts speaking the back of your mind. But what happens if you actually believed in it? You took that good nature, that kindness, that inspiration of somebody and actively engaged with it. It's not just one person being active and being inspiring, it's both of you. Now, there's an epidemic, if there ever could be one, where we could inspire others and make such a difference by a simple act of kindness, by a simple creative opportunity we could give somebody. Don't we listen to Sandra with those parables? And don't they give opportunity? Do they not talk of opportunity? Do they not inspire you to be different? Do they not plant a seed within your mind? Do they not make you think? That's what inspiration does. It motivates you. And one thing that we know in life is that when we're motivated, we get things done. We overcome hardships. We overcome difficult situations. And sometimes, when we're feeling brave, we take on something difficult, maybe once a day. And afterwards, you might remember this, where you say to yourself, wasn't that bad? In fact, I quite enjoyed that. So you see, ladies and gentlemen, having a positive mind, a positive mindset, a positive heart set, and a positive soul set can make a huge difference in this world. By this time of year, we talk about being inspired. We talk about New Year's resolutions. We talk about setting an intention for this year ahead. What happens if we didn't just think it or set them, but we did it? We took a step to make a change in our lives, to inspire self, to motivate self, to feel good about self. Now, there's something we don't do enough. Feel good about self, having love for self in the things that we do. We get caught in the rat race of life, of the things that we're expected to do, that we think that other people expect us to do. So you can see we can get caught in all those dramas, all those aspects of life, or we can stop, reflect, and think about those positive steps we've done. And on those difficult days when we wake up and we might not feel 100%, still take that step through courage, of discipline, of strength. And before we know it, that extra step of positivity that we've tried and started to do becomes our normal life. Now, there's something I'd like to see in this world. Everybody doing that. Now, there's a thought to leave you with. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy New Year again.
Thank you, Kerry, and thank you, Phil. Those are really refreshing words. I'm sure everyone can agree, because this time of year, we get so hard on ourselves with these resolutions. You give us a new way to look at it. Thank you very much. Friends, we're going to move on to our demonstration of mediumship now. This is an opportunity for our loved ones who are by our side, supporting us in life to make themselves known. Certainly, there's other ways they come to us in our dreams and out of the blue. Some wonderful thoughts come to mind. But through a good medium demonstration, we realize, yes, we are inspired to live our own lives, that our loved ones do live on, but we're also comforted knowing that we do not die. So during our demonstration, there will be some members of our Sunday gathering that will get some readings today. You may be one of them. Even if you're not, I 100% believe the messages that come through really are for everyone. Just as my parable and Kerry and Phil's words are meant to serve all, I think the spirit people do the very same thing. That being said, the handful of people that come through today, that's not the only people that are here with us from the other side. Our loved ones continue to support us. They can certainly multitask and still live their lives on the other side and explore and do great things, but they are just a thought away. They can multitask and be right with us. So the representatives that we get from the spirit world represent all of our loved ones. So please know that. When the demonstration begins, whether it's Kerry or Phil that goes first, I do not know, but either of them, they will work with the spirit world. A person from the spirit world will present themselves to Kerry or Phil, and they'll do their very best to describe that person to us. Now, that leads us to think, when we pass to the spirit world, what information would we give? Good question. So we want everyone to be on the edge of your seat. Really listen in. Could this be a person coming to talk to you? These people, they are friends, they are loved ones. Sometimes they're people that we haven't thought of in a long time. Sometimes they're people we work with. Sometimes the person comes through to bring in someone else. We never know how it's going to work, but we ask from you that you listen in. All right. So one thing in common for the people that Kerry and Phil describe is they no longer breathe here on planet Earth, but of course they're very much alive. So when Kerry or Phil gives this full description of the person, if you understand that person, right, you know them, they no longer walk this earth again, but you knew them, we want you to press your raise hand button. Now, this is audience participation. To find that raise hand button on your device, press it for us just to get an idea how it works. And you'll notice as well that raise hand button, as soon as you press it, it now says lower hand. Why that's important is sometimes there are two or more people that can understand all the information. So Kerry or Phil will continue to give other details about this person. And if you say, oh, that no longer applies, do us a favor and press your lower hand button. We often get 130, 150 people on our Sunday gatherings. So we can get to the right person fastest if you have that integrity to just put your hand up, if you can understand all the information. All right. If you are that last hand raised, I press a button on my side, you'll get a pop-up on your screen. It'll say, host would like you to unmute. And at that moment, an unmute button will show up. We just want to hear your voice. You will stay off camera. No worries there. And when I say your voice, and this goes for our Sunday gathering, this goes anytime you ever work with a medium in a private or in a gallery reading, let the medium do the work. Your job is to just give us a loud and clear yes, no, or I don't know to the information they bring. If something isn't a fit, please don't feel bad saying no. As Kerry and Phil teach in their classes, no simply means new opportunity. So a yes, no, or I don't know. The rest of us are going to listen in. How does this reading impact me? We're looking for how close the loved ones are. Very often they share that they're part of our lives or something that they've witnessed. And then when the message comes through, sometimes, in fact, almost all the time, I say, wow, I could use a little bit of that myself. Those in the spirit world, I'm sure, have picked just who comes through. They know exactly who is here on our Sunday gathering, even if you think no one else knows you're here. Oh, they do. They know. They know. So we keep our prayers out there that technology works. That's the one thing, being involved with folks all over the world and technology. Sometimes there's a little lag in it, but we stay positive. We make it work no matter what. Before we go into our demonstration, we always like to hear a piece of music, raise the energy. And today, no different. Kerry talked about being genuine. This song does it for me. It's from The Greatest Showman. It's called This Is Me. So you just imagine, if you will, those loved ones by your side cheering you on. Listen to the song, and we'll be right back with the demonstration.
Hello, Sandra. Hello, and Happy New Year to everybody. What an absolute pleasure to be here once more. It is that part of the service that we connect with the spirit world. And as we always say, we will do our absolute best for you for that connection to commune with those loved ones in the spirit world. We have no control over who gets the contacts, and we do not know what they're going to say in the way of evidence as well until we start to begin to work here. Okay, thank you. So as I become aware of the spirit world, ladies and gentlemen, I know I have a gentleman. I know his name is Frank. I do feel he is father. I also know with him he's a man of his word. I also know he could be quite frustrated within his personality of getting his words out. I also feel as well that there is a number of different illnesses there. I do get the impression there was confusion before we actually found out what it was that was making him so ill and took him to the spirit world. But I get the sense here that he's one of these people that's larger than life with his jokes as well. So I know I have dad. I know his name is Frank. I know that personality, there's differences there, frustrations, and also a sense of humor as well. If you understand this, please come forward.
Thank you, Phil. Yes, please press your raise hand button if you understand this information. No hands up just yet, Phil.
So, ladies and gentlemen, open your minds. Where I felt it was dad, it could be father-in-law or stepdad. I know how can I put this? I want to talk. In fact, I'm going to go through it because somebody just put in the chat box they couldn't hear. So I know I have dad. I feel like it's dad. I know the name of Frank will be relevant to dad. I do feel it's his name. I do feel there's a personality there where he's not the best with words. And I also feel here as well that there's a number of different illnesses, a confusion or not an understanding of what it was. And I also know dad's not the best with his ability to share what was wrong as well.
Thank you. All right, audience participation. If you understand this information, raise your hand. All right, we have Frank with his hand raised. Frank, if you want to press that unmute button. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Frank. Now, I know your name is Frank. Have I got your dad's name wrong?
No, you got it right on it. It's Frank Sr.
Ah, right. Okay, because my mind plays in as a human being. Okay, so you understand dad in the spirit world, his name is Frank, and you understand he wasn't the best with his words or being able to share his emotions.
Yeah, I think so.
And would I be right in saying at the beginning there was confusion about what was wrong with him?
Yes.
Because I know here these are the things that he and the thing is it's I don't want to cause fuss. I get the impression I do not want to cause a scene or anything else. So I know your dad wasn't the best for reaching out for help.
Yes.
But I also know this with your dad. Get him on a one-to-one, especially with you. I feel that he could be quite larger than life. And do you understand that?
Yes.
Because I know through my mind, I keep on hearing that song, This Is Me. And I know he had a quirky sense of humor. And I get the sense, Frank, that your dad would be that person when he was one-on-one with you, you would see more of his personality.
Yes.
And there must be memories of where he used to take you out in the car. He used to share stories about his life.
Yes.
And where I want to say he shared things that he wouldn't share in front of other people or wouldn't be quite as open.
Yeah, probably.
Because I know this is what he wants to share with you. But I also know this, your dad was a man of his word.
Oh, 100%.
Because I know if I say something, I do it. Now, I'm aware of over the Christmas period with you, Frank, that you've asked for help and your dad says that he heard. So I know there's personal things that have been going on. Understand?
Sort of.
Because I know here he says, I've heard your call. But I also feel with your dad as well that when he put his mind into things, he would get things done. He was a good person to have around when something needed fixing.
Absolutely.
Because I know this is another reason why he's coming forward as well. I don't feel your dad would be unpolitically correct with his language, but he would get close through those frustrating times where he was a bit angry or frustrated.
He hardly ever got angry.
Because I know there's that, because I want to say things don't get the better of him. Would I
Yes.
also be right in saying there was a bit of, he's very, if I said also he's very private as well?
Yes.
Because I know here as I work with him, there's a sense of him going through personal struggles, but I don't speak openly about it. So I know there was periods of his younger life that were quite tough for him.
Could be.
Because I know he doesn't share them, but I know he's a man that would always back you. Your dad would always be that nurturer and that positive mindset for you.
Absolutely.
And I know this is what he wants to bring forward today. I know that we have just gone through that Christmas period, but you must still have Christmas cards that he gave you.
That could be.
Because I know here he brings my mind back where things have been kept from the past as well. And if I'm right
Yeah.
here as well, Frank, you have pictures of your dad that you've kept photographs.
Yes.
And I know there's some old black and white ones.
Yes.
Yes. And I know here on those photographs, you will be in those photographs at a very young age as well.
Yes.
Because I know he says these were the fun times together. And I know there should be a photograph, a single photograph of you and your dad together when you were only about knee height holding his hand.
I can't say specifically, but I'm gonna go look.
Okay, bear with me. Would I also be right in saying your dad liked feats of engineering, like trains and things?
Yes.
Because I know there should be a photograph as I described to you, and in the background there should be trains, or there should be memories also of him taking you and showing you the trains.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because I know here he brings these all to mind for me as well. I know as I become aware that he's moving away from me, he lets me know that he's still here to stand up for you, to help you, but also to inspire your mind as well. Forgive me, Frank, in the property, the house you live in, would you understand where there's some work to be done?
Absolutely.
Because Dad says I'm also here to lend a hand for that DIY as well. Your dad could be a little bit cheeky because he says you keep on looking at the work but putting it off. Understand?
Absolutely.
Because he just makes me aware it's about time we got them done, son. He's here as well. Your dad must have helped you with either the first properties that you moved into,
Yes.
because he says, I'm still here to help you today. So I'm going to leave his love with you and say, thank you for allowing me to do that for you, Frank. So my mind is still like Frank and Frank sort of thing. But again, that's my human brain kicking in now. But I'm going to leave your dad's love, but I'm going to leave you with a memory of him hugging you on those days of either the first day of school where he was there, always try, he's always your biggest supporter, and I know he's still doing that, and he gives you that hug as I leave you. So I'm going to say thank you very much, Frank.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
absolutely welcome. Absolutely welcome. Can I get a drink of water? That's okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So, okay. as I become aware of the spirit world, I want to talk about Mum that is coming forward. I get the sense she wouldn't have passed too long before Christmas. So I know her anniversary of her passing was just before Christmas on that build up. And I know here she had a very strong mindset. She was a fighter. I know she never gave up on life. And I know the illness she had wasn't very pleasant because I know here she talks about that fighting spirit that she had. And I also know where it comes to the family, she would put on that brave face because of it as well. I do believe that condition was a cancer. And I also know as well with Mum, her watch should still be here, and her wedding ring and other rings and other jewelry should still be here as well. So I know I have Mum, I know there was a cancer, I know there should be wedding bands and rings, and I know there's other rings, but I also know her watch is still here as well.
Thank you, Phil. All right, friends, if you can understand that information, press your raise hand button, please. We have Elise with her hand raised. Hello, Elise.
Hello.
Hello, Elise. Now, just for everybody's attention on here, I do know you a little bit. You're one of the students that's doing very, very well, might I add. You understand everything I've said?
Yes.
Good. There was a little bit of a yes there.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you understand where you have your mum's jewelry?
Yes.
Okay. And also you have her watch as well.
Yes.
And also with your mum, she was what I call a fighter.
Yes.
And when I say that fighting spirit, I know there was instances where family would have fallen out in the past. And when I say that, it feels like she never took sides, but she was that one in the middle.
Yeah.
And if I also said with your mum, she was a very strong personality, sometimes she could give tough love.
Yeah.
And I also want to say with your mum as well, she put that brave face on for that condition that she had.
Oh, yes.
And if I also said there's times when you saw her at her weakest, but you never went over the top and embarrassed her. Understand?
Absolutely, yes.
Because I also know here she makes me aware where she was so appreciative of that. And if I'm right with this, there was physical, I'm going to be really polite here. I'm going to choose my words very carefully. There was physical conditions with that illness that affected her in more than one way. And I know at times she lost her dignity because of it.
Yes.
And I also know with that, you never caused a scene when that was happening around you.
Yes. Correct.
And I also believe as well with your mum that you must have been with her shortly before she passed as well.
Yes.
And I also know, if I'm right with this, your husband was there as well.
Yes.
And I also know where she would have said to your husband privately, look after my daughter.
I don't know.
Because I know here there's a promise that should be maintained and held. I also know your mum was not an easy patient either.
Yes, that's
And
correct.
I also know she could be a royal, her words, pain in the posterior.
Yes.
And when it came to mindset, her mindset could be quite stubborn and strong and set in her ways.
Yes.
And I also know you had to battle hard to change that mindset.
Yes.
And I know one of the ways you would have done it was convince her it was her idea.
Yes.
And if I also said your mum was one of your main supporters in your career as well,
Yes.
and she would have said, and I'm paraphrasing her words, don't listen to others, do what you feel is right for you.
Yes.
Also, your mum is very proud. You must have compose music or composing music in her memory.
Yes.
And it must be piano music.
Um, piano. More.
No. Bear
Yeah.
with me. She is correcting me. You must have composed music for her,
Mm.
but there must be where you've been playing the piano, almost turning songs and getting emotional and thinking of your mum.
Yes.
Because I know she acknowledges this for you as well. I also know with your mum, before the illness, she was a little bit of a law to be dealt with. She was the ruler or the head of the family.
Yes.
And where I said she gave tough love, she also, if I'm right, she's disowned a member of the family. And I feel it's either a brother or her son, your brother, were,
Yes.
yep, you understand. And I know she would have not wiped her hands off, but give him that tough love to clean his act up.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mince my words. She told him straight.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because she makes me aware of this. You must have also taken a lock of your mum's hair before she passed as well,
Yes.
because I know she brings it to mind. Um, that's fine. Um, that's really weird. Would you understand with that hair that you've either tied it to one of her rings or put a ring on it so you don't lose it?
No, but I understand something in that.
That's fine because it sounds really weird. My mind can't get my head around that. But I know here, thank you. Bear with me 1 second. You must also be thinking of using that hair to create something in memory, not just keep it as a keepsake, but do something with it that's important.
Not yet.
Because I know here she brings this to mind. But again, you must have rings of hers, the jewelry of hers as well.
Yeah, the ring is, I'm sorry, Phil, it's missing.
Ah, forgive me. You must have her jewelry box as well,
Yes.
because I know the ring should be seen or found with other jewelry, and it's just not been seen. It's not in plain sight. And I know she brings my attention to this. And I know this because there must have been confusement in her mind before she passed.
Yes, correct.
Because she says now, my mind is straight now. And I heard every word that you said. So I'm going to leave her love, knowing that where you kissed her goodbye, she's
Mhm.
repeating your words that she loves you and she hasn't gone anywhere. And as I speak to you, she gives me the impression of being stood behind you, just watching over your shoulder. And that's how I want you to know and remember her, where she's watching over your shoulder in everything you do. And she's one of your biggest supporters as well.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you
You're
so much.
absolutely welcome.
Mhm.
Thank you. And I'm going to leave her love with you and say thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Okay. Can I just get another drink of water? My voice is going hoarse. Must be all that singing I've done over Christmas. Okay. I think I understand that. So as I become aware of the spirit world, I know I have a gentleman. I know he seems to refer to his name as Jack. I do know that's John, ladies and gentlemen, or usually is John, but I know he refers to himself as Jack. I want to talk about him again, and I'm not sure if he's, I get the impression where I want to talk about husband, so I want to be talking to a wife. I also know as well, I'm not a great age when I pass to the spirit world. And I also know that I am quite opinionated. And I also know that I've got a sense of humor that is very close to the knuckle. In other words, is quite straight talking. And I also get the impression that my passing was very quick. It's like 1 minute I'm here, then the next minute there's either bad news, then I've gone. I know it happens very quickly. And I get this sense of I like my sports as well. And I want to say he's a type of gentleman that knows everything about sports, even though he's not done it. So, you know what I mean? He's one of those kinds of people. So So I want to talk about that, and I want to say call him gentleman. Oh, I nearly fell for that one. I also know as well he liked his bourbon. I know he liked that little bit of bourbon as well. That's Gentleman Jack's. Okay.
Thank you, Phil. All right, friends who understands this information, press your raise hand button for us. No hands up just yet.
That's absolutely fine. What I'm going to do is admit I could be wrong on relationship, because that's the only bit that I'm questioning. So I know here that I still want to keep the name of Jack. And I also get the sense with him that he would have served his country. So I know I have Jack. I know he would have served his country. I know he has that really good sense of humor. I don't feel he's a great age when he passes. I feel quite youthful with him as well. And I know that I seem to pass very quickly with him.
Is this more clear to someone? Does not have to be husband. Raise your hand if you think you can understand this. Britt. Britt, if you can unmute yourself. Hi, Britt.
Hi, am I unmuted?
Yes, you are.
Yes,
perfect.
you are.
Welcome.
We can hear you. Do you understand everything I've said, Britt?
Absolutely everything, but it sounds very close.
Okay. Don't say any more.
Okay.
So you understand the personality, the type of person I'm describing? Yep. And would you understand where he is quite straight talking as well?
Yeah.
And if I also said that he doesn't explain things, he knows his mind, he's very strong-minded.
Very strong-minded, yeah.
Because I know here, as mediums say, there's no change, that he's not giving me anything else. So I know he's that way inclined as well. And if I said he is opinionated on politics as well?
Extremely.
Because I know here, I was being polite, because I know there should be memories where he can upset anybody. He will not change his mind. He has his view, and that is it. Understand?
Correct.
Okay. But I also want to go back to something I said before. He liked his sports as well.
That makes sense.
And would I be right in saying that there would be either for his family connection to Boston as well?
To Boston?
Because I keep on seeing I'm sure it's there. If I've got this wrong, I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Is it the Boston Red Sox? Yep, Sandra's nodding. So I know here as well. Somebody else has got their hand up, Britt. Just bear with me. Can we bring that other person in just to see?
Yes, stay just where you are. Kendall or Kendall.
Can you see me? Can you hear
we can hear you. Yes.
We
Is it
can hear
Kendall?
you.
Yes, Kendall.
Kendall. Welcome.
Do you understand everything I've said, Kendall?
Not everything, but I have an Uncle Jack that passed. And I do, and we're from Boston.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Okay. And would you understand where he was strong-minded and it could be opinionated though?
He had his opinions. I was little.
Okay.
He died when I was.
Don't say any more. Don't say any more.
Okay, sorry.
So I know you were quite young when he passed. Okay. So because I want to make sure it's either with Britt or with you, Kendall.
I understand.
Kendall. Yep. So I want to make sure of that. And thank you. But if I am with you, you would have been told stories of him.
Yes.
And some quite strong stories of how good he was in his character.
100%.
That's fine, because it feels like I'm with you, so I'm going to work with you. So stay there in the background, Britt, as I work with Kendall here. But again, and also you would have seen him on photographs, though.
Yes.
Because he's just pointing photographs to me and pointing at pictures of himself as well. And again, you've often wondered about him. Understand that?
Absolutely.
Because I know here he says you've asked about me as well. And would I be right in saying wherever you've been in Boston was near where he used to live?
Yeah, 1000%.
Because
Yeah.
I know here he's doing this in a different way for me. And I know you've, do you know, I wrote a song the other day about reaching to the heavens and getting an answer. And I know here it's almost where you've called out to him to say, you know, if you can come forward, please do. But some of the stories you were told about him were quite funny as well.
Oh, yeah.
And where he used to live would have been near either a parkland in Boston.
I'm saying, can you repeat that?
Yeah, absolutely. Where he used to live, there would have been either a parkland or some kind of recreational area.
Yes.
Yes, because I know he keeps on showing me trees, but it feels in the suburbs, so I know it's within the main area of Boston as well.
Mhm.
And would I be right in saying that you were told that he had a really good sense of humor?
Yes, I know
And
that for a fact.
where he could make people laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And he was
Mm-hmm.
straight to the point, though, with his sense of humor as well. That's
He
fine.
was witty. He was
I,
witty. Uh-huh.
I get that, and I know you called him Uncle Frank, but you looked at him in a way like a father.
Uncle Jack. Uncle Jack.
Sorry, yeah, sorry, Uncle Jack. So you looked at him like in a father, though, because I know
Like
you.
a father figure for
Yep,
sure.
that's
Mm-hmm.
fine because I know he makes me aware of this.
Yeah.
But there's just a sense of wanting you to know, and again, he's strong-minded because he's pushing my mind out, that he wants you to know that he's around you. Would I also be correct in saying you're very interested in knowing more about the spirit world?
Yes, I am.
Because he says, this is my reason why I'm with you and why I'm coming forward today. I'm going to get you those answers from the spirit world and give you those insights as well. And it's something that you've kept to yourself, he makes me aware of, about that development and wanting to know more. And you don't speak a lot about it to the family.
That's correct.
And he says, well, the cat's out of the bag now. I know about it. And he's going to come in that little bit stronger. And one last thing before I hand over to Kerry to carry on working. In your household, there's been little things that have been moving around.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he says, I'm responsible for that.
Oh,
And there must be a picture that you have on the wall that you're always straightening up.
there's one that I'm always looking at.
Okay, because I know for some reason he keeps on bringing my mind to that. I'm going to leave
That
his
makes
love with
no, but
you.
that makes sense to me. That makes sense
Good,
to
good,
me,
good, good,
what
good,
you're
good.
saying.
Be
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. He's making me aware of that, and I just want to leave that love and respect with you, but knowing that he's going to be around you that little bit more now because he's got your attention. And I know when I was developing my early years, they did all kinds of things, and I know he's got that sense of humor to do these kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to leave his love with you and say thank you for allowing me to do that. I'm going to actually say to Kerry, it is your turn to work. But ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. It's good to be back.
Yes, Happy New Year. It is an absolute delight to be working with the spirit world for the first time in 2026.
Mhm.
There you go. Still being genuine. There is a gentleman with me as I'm working here, and I do feel this gentleman would have served in the military, but I keep on getting drawn to Germany, and he's been very secretive about what he was doing there, but I do get a sense that somebody in our audience would know that he would have served in the armed forces, and I do feel he would have been in Germany. And I do feel this would be in the Second World War. And I know that somebody in our audience would have either have heard from him or have heard stories about his work. I do feel there's a secretness to the work that this gentleman did in Germany. this makes sense to somebody in our audience?
Press your raise hand button if you do. All right. Rebecca has her hand raised. Rebecca, if you could press the unmute button. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Rebecca. You understand everything I've said?
There was something yes. I'll just say yes.
Okay. And there were some things that were secret, but he inferred what he was up to when he was there.
Yes.
I feel in some way he would have been involved with, I don't know the correct words. Right, I'm just going to say this now. Hopefully I say it correctly. You'll be able to. I feel like he would have told white lies in order to get behind enemy lines to do good.
Yes.
Okay, I do get a sense as well that he would have sustained injuries during that time.
Yes.
I do get a sense as well that Rebecca, would you understand this to be your dad?
No.
Then he knows you very well, though.
Pretty well, yeah.
Okay, I also know that he would have teased you.
Oh gosh, yes.
Because I know I want to tease you and exaggerate the story. So I get a sense that in order to deflect away from the real stories, he would exaggerate stories in a different storytelling way.
Yes, yeah.
I do know that somebody has his military not
Not medals.
not medals, but his tags or his the badges or the no help
Tags.
the things they put on the hat that shows what regiment they're in. Somebody has that still.
I don't know.
Okay. And Rebecca, this would be family to you.
Yes.
Then you would know somewhere in the family that has his documents, his sign-up documents, and his discharge documents.
I don't know if anybody in the family has those or not.
Okay. Then he must have spoken to you about being discharged on health.
I don't remember that.
Then his injuries must have been quite severe.
I don't know how severe.
Oh, okay. Rebecca, your dad is in the spirit world as well.
Yes.
And with your dad, would you understand that he would have within your dad would have passed with an illness, Rebecca?
Yes.
And I get the sense that with your dad, there would have also been an element of secrecy about what your dad did within his occupation.
Not really.
Okay, so this would be with my first gentleman then. You know that there was a secretness to his occupation.
I'm not sure. Let me just say I'm not sure.
Okay, then I get the sense I have two gentlemen here. With your dad, he must have had a real knack at being able to say something, but not really say it clearly, and people kind of knew what he was meaning.
Yes.
Because I know with your dad, he was diplomatic with the way that he would speak.
Very much so.
Because I get the sense here that I've got a gentleman that's just saying that way, and your dad's been very diplomatic here. And I also know your dad would have been very diplomatic within his work life.
Yes.
I know that he was a sharp businessman. I know that your dad was also very good when it came to business.
Yes.
And I know with your dad, he would have been very diplomatic, sharing how much money he would have earned or how successful he was. If people asked him, he had a lovely way of saying, mind your own business.
Yes.
I do know that these two, your dad and this other gentleman, are in a lot of ways wanting to represent what they see going on with you, because I know the gentleman that was in the war wishes to identify that he sees the sturdiness that you bring to your life and the sturdiness and the way that you reflect your own values and stand up for what you believe.
I think that's true. Yes.
And I also know your dad brings in his business mind and his diplomacy, and in a lot of ways wishes to assure you that that diplomatic way you're going about your business, as in get your nose out of it, he stands by that.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
I also know your dad must have had his favorite Bing
Bing.
Christmas song.
Oh, Nat King Cole.
No, Bing.
Bing
Crosby. Your dad must have had a favorite Bing Crosby Christmas song or sung a Bing Crosby song.
Well, he did like Bing Crosby at Christmas. I will say that, but I'm not sure which song.
Then go back and get your Christmas songs out. And when you hear a song that stirs you, hear your dad singing. But I do know he has a very small alcoholic beverage with it, because I know he's saying cheers. Well
Oh,
done.
sweet, very sweet. And
Thank
I
you
know
very
what
much.
I know what that beverage is.
Okay, it's just a small one though. Thank you very much for allowing me to do that, Rebecca. Thank you.
Thank you, Kerry, very much. You got it both of them quite well.
Okay. I do know I have um a a woman here, and I get the sense with this woman, I do feel I would have wife here. I know as I'm connecting with your wife, I get the sense that she would have had everything in order. She would have had the meal, she would have had clothes out. I actually feel like she would have ironed almost everything that was washed. I would not be surprised if your wife also ironed tea towels, things that you dry dishcloths with.
You don't do that.
No, I do not. Certainly do not. And I feel like she has a number of different women with her in the spirit world. Would somebody, I do get a sense that she would have sister-in-law in the spirit world, because I've got this little celebration going on here. We'll get to that though. But would somebody in our audience understand wife in the spirit world and either sister-in-law or sister too?
Thank you, Kerry. All
If
right.
it's not wife, it can be partner.
Okay. You know what to do. A woman who loves to iron, though. Ooh.
Oh, I don't get that.
Who can understand this information? Raise your hand for us, please. No hands up yet.
I'm going to, if I said that I had mother here, but it would only make sense if you have had dad with you for Christmas and New Year, or have spoken with dad very recently and spoken about mum.
So this could be mom, not wife.
Could be mum, not wife, but it would only make sense if she was referred to in conversations. So that means that daughter's been with dad or spoken with dad.
Thank you. All right. Who understands this or think you might? Raise your hand for us, please.
Goodness me, she's ironing away here. I do not ever see the point in ironing dishcloths and underwear and
Nick says grandma, possibly.
Get the relationships wrong, Carol.
if this is right, I have to open it up to everybody then. If this is grandmother, would people in our audience understand grandmother? But she would have to have ironed almost everything. And I know I have another woman here with her.
Okay. Nick. Hi, Nick. Oh, and Elise has her hand up too.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Nick. You understand, if this is grandmother, you understand that grandmother ironed
Yes.
almost
Yes.
everything in the wardrobe.
Yes.
I also get the sense with your grandmother that there is, she loved Christmas time.
Uh, I don't know.
I feel she loves Christmas time. I've got Christmas decorations. I've got telling family stories. That doesn't make sense, Nick.
It makes sense for my maternal grandmother, but not the grandmother I was thinking of.
Okay, we'll not get too complicated there. Hang on a sec, Nick. Sandra, is there anybody else understands this?
Yes, we have Emily and Elise.
Could you bring Emily in, please?
Sure. Emily, if you could unmute yourself. Hi, Emily.
Hi, Kerry. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Emily. You understand this?
Yes, I do.
And you understand this to be grandmother?
Yes.
And you would know about her ironing, you would know about her loving Christmas.
Yes.
You would also get a sense that she was a very jovial woman. She was not one to be down in the mouth.
Can't really take that.
Because I feel like she loves, well, at Christmas.
I
I
don't.
feel like she is looking after the family. She's loving family coming together.
I mean, I guess I can take that. I guess I
Okay.
can.
But it's the ironing in particular, Emily, she keeps going back to, but ironing almost everything.
Yes, definitely.
Then I get the sense that she would have also sorted out if there were issues in the family.
Oh,
I feel like she
yes.
wouldn't have stood for people being unpleasant to one another or any kind of disrespect within the family. I feel like she did not stand for that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. I also get the sense with her that there must have been conversations during the Christmas period where you were referring. Yep, she's just reminded me that we've got another lady here. There must have been conversations over the Christmas period about remember when.
Oh, yes. Mhm.
And Emily, would you understand Mum in the spirit world?
No.
Then you would understand that your grandmother's sister is in the spirit world then.
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay. But I've got another lady with me, Emily, and she's younger. Would you understand a younger lady in the spirit world that you would know really well?
How young would you say?
I would have put it like sister or best friend.
Oh, no, not that I can think of.
Because it came across. You would know where your mum's friend or your mother-in-law or stepmom recently passed to the spirit world? Just trying to understand this.
Trying to think. I mean, nothing is standing
Okay.
out to me. Maybe this isn't for me.
Let me work with it for a second, Emily. I'm not going to put your mum in the spirit world. Can you let your mum know that the friend that's gone to the spirit world within the last 6 to 12 months, if you are able to say this to her, has arrived safely? Because I hear that very, very clearly. They have arrived safely.
Oh, wait. Yes. Okay. It's making sense. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's very important that she know that they've arrived, that she's arrived safely. And I know your grandmother is working on ironing out the creases that are just creating a little bit of a problem in your life right now.
Oh, I love that.
I know that she's ironing to her heart's content, and whatever creases there are, she can't change the impossible, but just leave it to the spirit world and have patience.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Okay, I'm going to leave them with you and saying thank you for making me work so hard. It is my absolute delight to work with the spirit world for the first time this year. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know, the funny thing, I could hear the ironing in the background. It's like, what's going on?
I had handkerchiefs and tea towels. I'm thinking, who would iron them? But there you go.
Thank you, Kerry. Thank you, Phil. I know other people put their hands up and type messages in the chat box. Our loved ones work together. They really do to bring through these messages. So please know that your loved ones are part of your life. I know personally, I want these medium demonstrations to go on, and I've known Kerry and Phil for a long time. There's nothing more enjoyable than to be with them in one of their classes. They have a brand new class starting tomorrow. I just want to spend 2 minutes, if we could, talking about it. It's called The Gentle Path to Spirit. All are welcome. You get to tap into your own natural psychic and mediumistic abilities when you work with people in the breakout rooms. First of all, it's fun and you just try. And I say miracles happen in those rooms. Our loved ones are working with us, and they're so joyful. You get a little taste of how incredible Kerry and Phil are on our Sunday gatherings, but they're really wonderful classes. So it starts the same time we started today, and they're all recorded. So if you can't join live, Kerry and Phil, could I just ask you to spend a couple moments talking about it?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, we love working for the spirit world, and each time we work, it's different. And we train that because we want our students to be very much well-rounded mediums, understanding how the spirit world works, understanding the processes, the ethics, the morals behind it, as well as all the teachings of how they communicate, how they reach out to us, and how they can impress us. And what we do each month in the Gentle Path is take a subject, and each week we dissect it and go deeper in different areas of
No
it.
blood involved.
No blood involved. No, absolutely not. Okay. No blood whatsoever. We do though have fun with a capital F because we want people to learn, and we know by having fun, and you get to really see our personalities, don't you, dear?
Yes.
Yes, dear. Yes, there we go. So a little bit, and because what we try to do is build a family. We try to really keep everyone working in one place, and we have lots of things that we give you extras, such as sitting in the power and practice classes as well. So it's not just a class; you get involved in the whole community. And I've got to say, hand on heart, we have some of the most loveliest people that we have that we're able to work with as well.
And the gentle path isn't for those necessarily that only want to be mediums. The spirit world have a very unique way of letting their loved ones know that they have an ability that needs to be developed for whatever reason. So sometimes we'll start seeing things and wonder what that's about. We'll hear things and wonder what that's about. We'll have experiences that we haven't necessarily had before, and we'll wonder why on earth is this beginning, or what's the purpose? The spirit world is trying to catch your attention.
Just that lady earlier on in one of the contacts.
Yes.
Yes, trying to get through.
They're trying to catch your attention. What happens is once you start coming to the Gentle Path to Spirit classes, it's very friendly and enjoyable. Then those experiences tend to diminish a little bit as you begin to focus your energies and your experiences into learning about yourself and others. So if you're beginning to wonder why is it being started, then when best to find out about it than the beginning of the year?
Yes. Some of the feedback actually we were given just before we hand back to Sandra from some of the students at the end of last year, only feels like a few days ago, where they were excited. They're like cheering each other on, literally on the edge of the seat. And one lady shared this with us, how she's so enthralled in what other people do and push and wanting them to succeed. And she's never, she's always amazed at what people are giving and doing. So that's the sort of people we're working with, the wanting everyone to thrive and succeed.
So don't think it's not you.
Correct.
Thank you both for that. I just put a link in the chat box, but you can easily just go to Kerry and Phil's website, which is mymediumship.com, or you can go to wedon'tdie.com. Just click on the store page. You'll find the Gentle Path to Spirit. You'll find other good things coming up as well at wedon'tdie.com, as well as next week, our Sunday gathering. I'm joined by Tim Southwell. He'll be our medium and guest speaker next week. Also, you've seen behind Kerry and Phil a beautiful poster called Evidence of the Afterlife. That film is 2 years in production. It's finally out. Right now it's on Apple TV. So you can go to Apple TV, just type in Evidence of the Afterlife. It's a few dollars to rent, but it's great. I make a little cameo appearance as well as so many people from our Sunday gathering and our students as well. We strongly want to change the face of mediumship on planet Earth, really to raise that level of integrity for people to just say yes, no, I don't know. Don't book a medium reading that's out of your cost level. Make sure the medium offers that 10-minute guarantee and so much more. And within the film itself, we are all mediums and our loved ones are so close. You don't need to go to a medium to be connected with them. So that being said, I've got 800 podcast episodes also to keep you motivated that love goes on at wedon'tdie.com. Also, you can click on the Sunday Gathering page. You can register for next week's Sunday Gathering. You can be inspired and watch a whole bunch of past ones. And a special shout out to those of you who have made our Sunday Gathering possible. We thank you by your donations. So thank you so much for that. That's also at the Sunday Gathering page at wedon'tdie.com. The last thing I wish to say before I turn it over to Phil for the closing prayer is I think you might have seen, I have this little calendar that I look at every day for a little bit of inspiration or a little bit of thought that sets me forward on my day. This is actually from 2 days ago, but it says the darkest nights produce the brightest stars. And that got me thinking, because I often say that life is an education for the soul. You've heard me say it. The darkest nights, to me, that represents the darkest times. And the brightest stars, that represents to me the journey here on earth. I want my soul to get its money's worth out of me living this life. But my ego, this little mind, can often get in the way. I just recommend, if you're going through a tough time right now, the darkest nights produce the brightest stars. Let our Sunday gathering and the information that you learned today inspire you, motivate you, empower you, that you aren't alone. And the good stuff doesn't come easy, guys and gals. It takes working for, but it sure is great to have it. So with that, you're in the perfect place, the perfect time. You're not too old, you're not too young. Just go for it. This life is yours. You've seen today, you are inspired by loved ones. They are with you, empowering you. You're never alone. So I'd like to turn it over to Phil for our closing prayer.
Thank you, Sandra. And again, ladies and gentlemen, a happy new year. And I'm just going to do a little shout out to Susan Lovell in Tamworth. Hello, we have many friends down there. So it is that time of the Sunday gathering that we all join together once more in what we call prayer. So if you could join me by closing your eyes, remembering your loved ones and how they inspired you in this moment. Great infinite Spirit, we sit within your love that keeps us inspired and motivated. We also ask that your light shine brightly, that it moves us forward within this life and shines that others may see that truth of eternal life. But we ask for that blessing on every head that is bowed with us this evening upon this Sunday gathering, and all those that are venturing and taking the transition to the spirit world, and all those that are seeking that truth of eternal life. It is with that gratitude and that love that we thank you for allowing that communion, those inspirational words, but most of all for this Sunday gathering to keep on going, touching people's hearts across the world. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Kerry. Thank you, friends in spirit. And thank you, everyone who's here today, or if you're watching the replay. As we go into our closing song, we have to remember that the future isn't written yet. We get to choose it. So the song goes right along with those words. Thank you, everyone. See you next Sunday, if not before. Mwah. Happy New Year. Future's not written yet. Go make it a great year. Bye, everyone.